taking this opportunity to try and explain to you the Year 9 options process for 2021. Obviously, this year is a little bit different to previous years. We won't be able to do the open evening where you can come into college. You can go around the different subjects and speak to the subject teachers, obviously because the college is closed at the moment. There is going to be a slightly different way we're going to try and advertise our subjects so you know exactly what each one entails. And hopefully I can cover all your questions throughout this Year 9 options kind of assembly, but online. So first things first, how important are your GCSEs and your GCSE choices? Well, they're really, really important. Okay, they are more than likely going to affect what qualifications you take at college level, so A levels, or level 3 qualifications next year. Well, not next year, 2 years' time. What career choices you might make, okay, because different subjects can lead to different career choices. Colleges, universities and jobs in the future could all be dictated by what you choose to study during Key Stage 4 and what grades you get in those subjects. Okay, as it says on the screen there, the more competitive the job or the course, the more people that are going to apply. So therefore, you need the best possible grades and outcomes to make sure you can get where you want to be. What choices you make could affect what you do in the future, and they should affect what you do in the future. Hopefully you have an idea of what you'd like to do in the future as a career, and therefore you should be selecting your options accordingly. So as you can see on the screen now, engineering, you're looking at A levels in physics, and GCSEs or good GCSEs in science and maths. Maths and physics go hand in hand anyway. Okay, but a lot of people don't realise the kind of maths and physics that are behind an engineering course. Medicine, I think it's well known, but grades 8s and 9s across the board are required, and then studying sciences at A level because it's a really competitive career. Loads of people want to do it and they want the very best. Social work, teaching, nursing, whatever one of those you're doing as a teacher, whatever subject you are going to teach, grade 4 or above in English and math is absolutely essential. You won't get on the course without a grade 4 or above in English and maths, whatever subject. Okay. So how are you going to choose these options? Well, some of them are compulsory and you just have to do them, I'm afraid. Okay, you won't get a choice over those, and those are the core subjects, which I'll explain in a minute. Other courses, you get an option of which ones you'd like to study for the next 2 years. Okay, try and pick ones that you're going to enjoy. Try and pick ones that you're going to do well in, that you're not going to struggle with for 2 years, because that's not a good option. Okay, and maybe pick options that are going to relate to what career you'd like to follow in the future. Okay, you're going to reduce down the amount of subjects that you are studying for Key Stage 4. So it's really important that you pick the right ones. So the ones you have to do, the compulsory subjects, English, maths and science, which I think were fairly obvious. Everybody has to do English, maths and science, they're essential. REP, everybody has to cover, and your core PE lessons as well. Okay, so all of those will be on everybody's timetable. Okay. And then we have what we call Ebac subjects, okay? And you have to pick one of these subjects. So one of your 3 subjects has to come from this block, as it were, okay? And in that block you have history, geography, French, German, and triple science. Those are the Ebac subjects. So you need to pick one of those 5 as your first option. How important might a language be? Well, universities, I know it seems a long way off, but it isn't that far away really. Universities will be looking for languages for some or maybe in all the courses. Okay, a grade 4 in a language is seen as a real skill. It shows you can communicate, shows you're interested in other cultures. Okay, it's a real skill that universities will be looking for. So if you're looking at university in the future, language is really, really important. Other options that you'll get to pick: GCSEs offered in PE, art, computer science and DT. and vocational options in health and fitness, photography, hospitality and catering, child development, health and social care, animal care, and music. I want to stress that GCSEs and the vocational equivalent are still GCSE equivalents. Okay, there is no difference in the level they are at. Okay, they are still worth the same amount. GCSEs are more exams based, and then vocational are slightly more coursework based. So you'll do less exams in a vocational course. There are still exams in all these courses, but there is less exam assessment than in a GCSE. If you're unsure, you need to speak to the subject teachers to find out what the differences in some of these courses and how you'll be assessed, because people prefer being assessed in different ways. The PE and the health and fitness, for example, are very similar content. A lot of it crosses over, but the vocational course has one exam which is worth 40%, and the PE, the GCSE, has 2 exams which are worth 60%. So it does cater for different learners. So it's really important you find out information about these courses before you put them down your option sheet. So how many hours would you get? Well, 8 hours for the 3 core subjects over a cycle. A cycle is 2 weeks, so it's a 2-week timetable. Okay. RE, 4 hours per cycle, and PE, 4 hours per cycle. That's your core subjects there. And then your 3 options will make up 6 hours over a cycle for each. Okay, remember a cycle is 2 weeks, so it's 3 hours a week. So a few dates you'll need to know. Okay, we are currently here. This is the remote options assembly. We will put options videos online. So instead of an options evening where you can talk to staff and they can talk to you about the course and what they entail, staff will produce short videos, hopefully explain everything about the course, which you can watch. Okay, and they should be available just after half term at the latest. For that week in tutor time, use it to speak to your tutors. Talk about your option choices. What's going to be best for me? Should I do this? Should I do that? Email your subject teachers if you're not sure. Speak to your family. That week is time to talk about options and make sure you're making the right choices. Your option form has to be completed and submitted by Wednesday, the 10th of March. Okay, and it has to be submitted to admin@emc.hereford.sch.uk. So emailed in. During March and April, we'll check all the options and try and make them as close as we can to what you've chosen. And then option choices are confirmed during May. It's really important to remember that you may not get the 3 options that you have chosen. Not everybody can have every option they want most of the time. Before I get onto that, subjects are going to upload explanation videos to the website, as I've just mentioned. Really important you watch those subjects you're thinking about studying so you understand what each course involves. Okay, we will be contacted via parent mail, email, website, social media, so please keep an eye out when we update you on some information. Here is the options form that you'll need to fill in. Up here, first choice has to be an Ebac subject. Okay, we just talked about that a second ago, so go skip back on the video if you like to check which subjects are Ebac subjects, but one of them has to go into there. Actually, they're down here in the top of the form. So French, geography, history, German, triple science. One of those has to go in there. Then an extra 5 subjects in order of preference. You can still choose Ebac subjects if you so wish. So you could put French and history and German and triple science if that's how you wanted to choose your options, or you can put in the other options from down here. Okay, but only 1 Ebac subject in there. We ask you for 5 additional ones because these reserves are really important because it is unlikely that we'll be able to match everybody's first 3 choices. In a perfect world, we would, but it's highly unlikely you will get all 3 of your preferences. Okay? You'll be one of the lucky ones if you do. So these reserves will be are likely to be one of your subjects, maybe even 2 of your subjects if you're really unlucky. So really think carefully about what order you're putting these subjects down in and making sure you've written down reserves. If you leave these reserves blank and we can't get 3rd or 2nd option, then you may get your option chosen for you. So it's really, really important to put down and fill in all of these boxes. Sign it yourself. I know it's coming back by email. Just type your name in if you so wish. Make sure a parent or carer looks at it. Okay, and don't worry so much about the tutor one. Then email this back to us at the admin email address. If you are struggling with this and are unsure, speak to your tutor. Speak to your subject teachers. Email me. I will try and answer the questions to make sure you get it right. So, quick reminder, again, you're going to hear a lot of this. Deadline for handing in your completed form, Wednesday, the 10th of March, 2021. Get talking to your family, mum, dad, sisters and brothers who may have been through it before. They will be able to tell you and help you and guide you for the right options. Your tutor during tutor time. Pastoral leader, if you so wish. And your subject teachers. Email them. Sir, can I cope with this course? Miss, can I do this course? What do you think? Get as much information as you can to help guide you. Hopefully I've covered everything about the options process. You will receive more information via emails, parent mails, etc. to update you. If there's anything that I've missed and you want to ask that question, please do drop me an email at the school. Other than that, I look forward to seeing all your forms soon and hopefully seeing everybody back in school sooner rather than later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.